Welcome to National Bakers, Crafters, Makers Day, and a very special episode, number 406 of Gift Biz Unwrapped.
Attention gifters, bakers, crafters, and makers. Pursuing your dream can be fun. Whether you have an established business or are looking to start one now, you are in the right place. This is Gift Biz Unwrapped, helping you turn your skill into a flourishing business. Join us for an episode packed full of invaluable guidance, resources, and the support you need to grow your gift biz. Here is your host, Gift Biz gal, Sue Monheit.
Today's the day, January 21st, National Bakers, Crafters, Makers Day. A time to recognize, uplift, and celebrate you. It's been 3 years since I established this official national day. Each year, we do something a little bit different to celebrate. Perhaps you've been part of our prior celebrations, or this is your first one. Either way, I'm thrilled you're joining us, and I want to tell you about everything that's available to you in relation to the special day of honoring you. My last Tips and Talk episode, which was number 98, gives you 7 ways you can acknowledge and shine the light on yourself and other makers. Paying it forward and doing something nice for others always makes me feel so good. You too? If you're in the spirit today, listen to that show and do one of the things that I mentioned there. I'll make sure to add a link in the show notes, but it's also just one show back on your podcast app. P.S. These are things you can do year-round, but it's particularly nice today. To celebrate this year, 2023, I have a number of non-business resources available to you. Also a free gift, and a wonderful look into the minds of other makers, those who are just like you. More on that later. First, let's talk about these resources. You can find them over at giftbizunwrapped.com/Handmade Heals the World. Why Handmade Heals the World? Because this is what you provide through your handmade products, and why I love you so much. Your creations bring beauty, evoke positive emotions, present individuality, and overall make our world a better place. Each of you in your own way. You also have courage because you put yourself out there in a very vulnerable way. You're not just gifting or selling something you purchased elsewhere. Your creations come from your heart. You created a tangible item with intention and care and passion. I'll go so far as to say that this is infused spiritually into your creations and can't be reproduced by anybody else. Only you can make as you do. That's powerful. National Bakers, Crafters, Makers Day recognizes all crafters of the world. Whether it's a hobby or you've turned it into a business, I see and appreciate you. If you jump over to the page I mentioned a second ago, giftbizunwrapped.com/Handmade Heals the World, here's what you'll find. First, because this day is meant to rejuvenate you and refresh your mind, body, and soul, there are 6 mini classes you can watch that address the idea of personal fulfillment. These are feel-good classes that are free, don't require an email login or anything. From me and my amazing class leaders to you. See a class on crafting kindness through yoga. Get a beginner lesson on salsa moves. It's okay, nobody else can see you, and I promise it's a lot of fun. Jump into some meditation and breath work. See a perfect pie crust demonstration, along with access to a great pie recipe. Learn some new wrapping techniques to make your gifts stand out, and discover a very creative and empowering journaling technique. This one is really something. All of these classes were done live last National Bakers, Crafters, Makers Day, and are ready and waiting for your learning and enjoyment right now. If you scroll down below the classes, you'll see a section called Handmade Product Memories. This is an area intended for you to reflect back on your own life and remember a special time where a handmade product touched you in a deep way. Maybe it's a childhood doll you cherished, and you can recall every stitch on her dress and the rosy shade of her cheeks. You know her so well and love her even today. Maybe you still even have her tucked away somewhere. Or perhaps your heart fills with warmth as you reminisce about making cookies with your grandmother. Conjuring up these memories brings you right back to that wonderful place in time. Sitting quietly and remembering tender moments like these does your soul so much good. You can read what others recall from their past, and if you like, send me yours and I'll include it on the page as well. There are directions on how you can do that right in that section. You also have an opportunity to join our community of makers in our Facebook group called Gift Biz Breeze. Maybe you're already a member there, so you know the goodness that we provide each other. If not, here's your invitation to join in with thousands of other makers in a supportive, energizing, and safe space of makers. And don't forget to grab your free gift from me to you. I'm going to leave you in suspense as to what it is, but you'll find it right at the bottom of the page, all again at giftbizunwrapped.com/handmade heals the world. So this was the first part of what's available for National Bakers, Crafters, Makers Day. Now, I have something extra special for you that's an added element for this year. It's the cherry on top of your imaginary cupcake. My cupcake, by the way, is yellow cake with vanilla buttercream frosting. A few sprinkles, and instead of a cherry, I'll take a sparkler candle, glowing and crackling bright. Since we can't all be together, imagine what your favorite cupcake would be, and settle in as I share what comes next. I came up with the idea of putting to words what's in the hearts and minds of your fellow makers. Towards that end, I reached out to 25 makers with 2 questions. Since Gift Biz Unwrapped's overall purpose is to assist you in starting and growing a business, the questions fall in line with that. I chose a variety of people who make all sorts of handmade products. They consist of coaching clients and members of Gift Biz Breeze, and some from my list of past podcast guests. I asked for a 24-hour turnaround. I already know makers are generous and helpful, but I wasn't expecting so many people to respond. So thank you to my crew who answered these questions. Just one more reason I love gifters, bakers, crafters, and makers. You can see the details of all the people who responded, along with links to their businesses, over on the show notes page to this podcast. Here are the questions I asked. Number 1. What is it about your business that you love so much? And number 2, what value does your product provide to your customers? How does it impact their life? The responses easily fit into categories that I'll share with you now. I think you'll find yourself in these responses too. But let's see. I'm going to be silent for a quick minute and let you think about how you'd answer these questions. Here they are again. Question number 1. What is it about your business that you love so much? And number 2, what value does your product provide to your customers? How does it impact their life? As I share with you the answers I received, I bet they'll blend in or directly match yours. I want you to see through this demonstration what an amazing group you're part of when you call yourself a maker. I think we often minimize our value because we're the one making our products, when in truth, you should do the opposite. Stand proud and confident when talking about your hobby or handmade small business and the items you make. What I know to be true and what clearly comes through in the answers I received is the huge heart a maker has. You'll hear a continual thread of caring, wanting to help others, and as the theme of this day summarizes, how handmade makers heal the world. Let's get to the answers of what you love about your business. As I reviewed them, they broke down easily into 4 categories that I've titled positive feedback, quality of life, social interactions, and personal dedications. The word joy came up over and over again. How through your business activities, you feel rewarded with joy, knowing a piece that you made will be used and cherished forever by its recipient. And seeing spontaneous reactions of excitement and joy when someone sees or receives your products. Joy, joy, joy. And other versions of the same theme, like Rosemary saying that seeing the reactions on customers' faces makes her so happy. And Sue referencing the smiles and the pleasure she feels when a customer is pleased with the whole experience of selecting and now owning their very special new items. Some of you also get great personal reward in teaching the skills behind your handmade products, sharing your knowledge forward for others' benefit. Either they can make as a hobby and get the satisfaction of creation, or take it even a step further, like starting a business. I love hearing how rewarding your business is on a personal level. It's about so much more than money, isn't it? I also pulled from these responses how your quality of life is so much better because of your handmade business. Cindy says that what she does never feels like work. Sherry talks about the freedom of choice that her business provides, and there are multiple comments about the pleasure you receive being able to tap into your creativity on a regular basis, and how wonderful it is that it's your job. Nadawa expands on this, referencing the flexibility it offers her, so she can bring her son to basketball practice or other important midday activities she might have missed otherwise. Another wonderful thing mentioned about a handmade product business is the personal social side. And no, I'm not talking about social media. Sharon loves interacting with customers at craft shows. Sharita finds personal reward in the connections she makes. And Cassie says that many of her customers become friends. These relationships may even turn into so much more beyond business, and they're connections you would never have had the opportunity to make otherwise. Finally, I love hearing about businesses that are inspired and honor family. Arlene's business was created in remembrance of a loved one, and Sharita's company was inspired by a long-ago relative she never met, but whose legacy drifted down the generations. These are rich links that bring such meaning to all who know about them. I don't know if any of us recognize when we start our business what's in store for us. All these indirect benefits that come to us over and above the financial rewards. Richness through the bursts of happiness I just described, and connections that go on to form meaningful relationships that enrich our lives, possibly forever. Now, when it comes to the second question, what does your product provide? I can also break this down into categories, 3 to be exact. Those being providing a feeling or emotion, quality of life, just like with the first question, and the significance of unique, one-of-a-kind creations. In terms of providing something that brings positivity, Kim talks about the peace of mind and pride her customers have when ordering wedding cakes, and that continues all the way through when the cake is presented to the guests on a very significant day in their lives. Sharon talks about how her pieces provide a sense of peace to help her customers resolve a problem or heal a physical, mental, spiritual, or emotional challenge. And Wendy loves that her soaps give people a daily feel-good moment. This idea of providing a positive moment in the life of the recipient of your items is also mentioned by Cindy when she says her crocheted items provide warmth and comfort to her customers and those they love if it's a gift. And it can get even deeper, like the story behind Stephanie's art when she says, "My artwork is the language I use to remind people that hope is real." Often I hear from clients that my paintings continue to encourage them throughout the years. So I say to you, please don't diminish the enhancement your products make to your customers' quality of life in all sorts of areas. Cassie provides mixes so busy parents can easily put healthy meals on the table without losing their sanity. Sophie's dramatic but lightweight quilled earrings allow women to make a fashion statement in comfort and style. The purchasing of your handmade products intended for someone else brings with it an ease of allowing the giver to show others that they're being thought of and appreciated through a gift. Sheila brings this up, and I know she's an expert at it, providing an avenue for others to touch someone in a meaningful way through a special gift. Which brings us to the final category of how your products affect customers. That category is the uniqueness and the value your items have by nature of being handmade. I love Molly's choice of words with her leather goods. She says her customers appreciate being a tick different from the rest of the herd. And Sue explains how her essential and functional accessories, that are individually created with upcycled materials, mind you, appeal on a very personal level. As the owner of several of her pieces, I can attest to that. And when you provide a consumable product like Annette does, she's rewarded by knowing her delicious candy brings people together and provides a little happiness, whether it's a celebration of a special moment, to cheer someone up, or even a treat for themselves. Annette's right. These moments of happiness are what handmade is all about. Now you've heard from many of your fellow handmade product makers. People like you are passionate about their craft and pour their hearts into creating. You are amazing for sharing your skills with us through what you make. They bring us beauty, are signs of love and caring, provide enrichment to you and those who use your products, and they bring us all so much joy. I'll end with Anita's input into my questions. She says, life is so much better all because of a simple spark of creativity that fuels a fire of happiness. I couldn't have said it any better. I lift my glass in recognition and honor of you. Happy National Bakers, Crafters, Makers Day! I want to make sure you're familiar with my free Facebook group called Gift Biz Breeze. It's a place where we all gather and are a community to support each other. I've got a really fun post in there that's my favorite of the week, I have to say, where I invite all of you to share what you're doing, to show pictures of your product, to show what you're working on for the week, to get reaction from other people, and just for fun because we all get to see the wonderful products that everybody in the community is making. My favorite post every single week, without doubt. Wait, what? Aren't you part of the group already? If not, make sure to jump over to Facebook and search for the group Gift Biz Breeze. Don't delay. Come join us in Gift Biz Breeze today.